Hi everyone! It has been way too long since I sat down and talked about books. I'm well overdue for a book video, and I thought why not just talk about some of my favorite romance books. These are in no order in particular. I have fantasy, I have contemporary, I have a young adult. I have a little bit of everything to share with you guys today. These are books that I could read forever and ever. These are books that made me want to fall in love, that made me into a hopeless romantic, and they're just books that I will forever recommend and won't shut up about. Honestly, if you're in a reading slump like I am and you're looking for something very cutesy, very fast-paced, just something to clear your mind, keep on watching. The first series I have is a fantasy series that I just discovered last year, and it lives in my head, rent free. Till this day, I cannot get over this series. First series is the Powerless series by Lauren Roberts, and it's a trilogy, and there is 2 novellas. First novella is about the main female character's best friend, and then the next novella that is coming out, I believe either this year or next year, I can't remember, that is about the main female character's love interest's brother point of view. Oh my gosh, you just have to read this series. This series will literally get you out of your reading slump. This series has so many plot twists. Once you start reading it, you're like, oh, this is super predictable. I can totally guess what's gonna happen next. Wrong. The plot twists in this book, in all 3 of these books, just had me in a chokehold. Basically, this book is about this young girl. Her name is Peyton, and she is a normal person, like a human being with no powers whatsoever. And she's living in a world disguising herself as someone who has powers, because the world that they live in, they kill ordinary, that's what they call people who don't have any powers, kill them off because they're a disease to their world. So yeah, she's kind of been disguising herself as like a psychic. She ends up saving the prince's life, and then she gets dumped into this purging trial, they call it. It's a game. All of the elites are like the most powerful people, compete against each other to see who is the strongest elite. So this is like a life or death situation. She has no powers, and she's going into this trial with all of these powerful elites, and she has to survive somehow. There is so much that's going on. When she finally gets to the castle, there's so much drama, there's just so much things that she kind of finds out about herself and her past and her family. And I'm not going to tell you what these other 2 books are about because they do include spoilers. It's enemies to lovers, it's forbidden romance, it's close proximity. You might cry, you might laugh, you might throw the book across the room, honestly, but you will fall in love. And I highly recommend this series if you're into fantasy romance. This book just has everything I love about a fantasy book. I have another YA romance book here, and this is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. If you guys have not been following my Bookstagram or pretty much keep up with me with books, this is my #1, like my absolute favorite romance book. Like, I have such a special place in my heart for this book, and it is the most cutesy, young adult, sweet little romance. I did not like the second book. Why did we need a second book? As much as I would love a second book, it was not what I expected and what I wanted, and I just ignore that there's a second book sometimes. But so this book is about Liz. She has an absolute love for rom-coms and just anything romantic. She's just like the lover girl. When her long-lasting crush decides to move back to town, Liz is trying to get his attention. Basically, she kind of wants him to ask her to prom. But Liz is not as popular as Michael is. Michael is friends with Liz's neighbor, Wes, who is her nemesis. The plot is basically about Liz and Wes fake dating to get Michael's attention. All of the fake dating and all of the sneaking around and running around kind of sparked something between Wes and Liz, and you can already tell where the story is going. Guys, this is like the most romantic book ever. I absolutely love the characters in this book. It's just one of my all-time favorites, and if you're honestly looking for something cute and fluffy and just something to giggle about, pick this one up. Trust me, you will not regret it. It is the cutest little book ever. One of my absolute favorite romance series is the Chestnut Springs series by, if you guys have been watching my reading vlogs, you know I have an obsession with Elsie Silver. All of her books so romantic. The Chestnut Springs series is a 5 standalone books. You can read them separately if you like, but I highly recommend reading them in order. Kinda have some sort of spoiler that don't want to know until you actually get to their books. The order is Flawless, then Heartless, then Powerless, Reckless, and Hopeless. Each book is about a different couple and they all kind of intertwine in their own way. This entire series is a warm and spicy small town romance. It's set in a Canadian ranch town and it's the cutest little thing. I started watching Heartland and it's exactly like Heartland. I have a very strange obsession with small town romance that involves ranch or horse or something like that. Like, I love stuff like that. Each book is a different trope and I love that, and I love that how different it is, and I just love the chemistry and the found family, and it's just like one big happy family. And I love series like that, which is why it took me so long to finish the series, because I knew the second I finished it, I will be bawling my eyes out. And that's exactly what happened on the last book I read. So yeah. There's also a spin-off series to this series, and it's called Rose Hill series. It's basically just another town over, and some characters you've already met in the Chestnut Springs series, and each book is about a different couple as well. I recently just finished Wild Side. It's not my favorite out of the rest of the books. I feel like Wild Eyes is my favorite. I love Wild Love and Wild Eyes. Those are my favorite two so far. But I'm excited to read Wild Card. That comes out, I think that's already out, so I can't wait to read that one. Oh, these books are super spicy, by the way. This is not young adult. You don't really get to the spice until the end of the book, which is what I really like, because it really tells you the whole story in the beginning, and there's just so much going on. But it's definitely one of those feel-good, happy, cozy little series. It's been so long since I brought something so pure and cute. Okay, I have another spicy romance, and it's the Dreamland Billionaires series by Lauren Asher. It's been a hot second since I've read anything by Lauren Asher. She is one of my favorite romance authors, honestly, and she was like actually one of the first that I became so obsessed with. It's a trilogy and it's about each brother. Basically, this series is about each brother completing a task left by their grandfather in his will so that they can actually earn their inheritance. Each brother has a specific thing that they have to accomplish by like a certain time or a certain age. If they don't, then they don't get their inheritance. So that's fun. The Fine Print is the first book, and it is Grumpy CEO x Sunshine Heroine. It's also workplace romance. It's always the Sunshine Girls that have so much on their plate. They carry so much baggage, and you kind of understand why they are the way they are, which is why I love this book. I feel like this book captures that emotion and that feeling so well. Never felt anything more related. The second book, Terms and Condition, this is actually marriage of convenience. So basically this brother has to get married by a certain age in order to get his inheritance. Talk about slow burn, you guys. This ended up being my absolute favorite book out of the entire series. I was so excited to read Final Offer, which is the last book in the series. I felt like this brother would have been my favorite brother. Look how thick this is. This actually didn't even take me that long, because her books are so fast paced. Like, you're reading and you have no idea you're halfway through the book in like hours. This one is Second Chance Romance, Childhood Friends to Lovers, Single Mom. This book was so sad. I just didn't see this one coming. I thought this was going to be a very cute small town romance type of book, but there was just so much packed in here that I did not expect. Okay, we're getting back to single novels. This next one I have is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I don't know how many times I am ever going to talk about this book. I'm never not going to talk about this book. Like, I'll always include this book in every single book recommendation. It's childhood best friends to lovers. Second chance romance. There's lots of grieving, lots of healing, lots of crying, and lots of everything pretty much. Macy and Elliot's connection was kind of forged during a time of loss. Macy had just lost her mom, and she kind of moved to this like summer cabin, summer house type of thing, and that's where she met Elliot, and they kind of bonded over the love of books and reading. And every summer they meet up and they talk about their lives. This book kind of toggled back and forth between childhood and present day. So in present day, she is engaged, she's not that excited, not that happy, and then she runs into Elliot and things happen. Another one of my favorite fantasy romance series is the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. This series, I have no words. This is a young adult. It's a 3-book series. I have the other 2 books. They're buried somewhere. But I wanted to show you this one because she's so pink and pretty, and it's one of my favorite book covers. So this series is basically about Evangeline. She finds out that her true love is getting married to her cousin. Yikes. She is so desperate to stop this wedding that she makes a deal with Jax, who is an immortal, by the way. He is known as the Prince of Hearts, and literally anyone he kisses dies. His one true love is the person that he kisses that doesn't die. So she strikes a deal with him to stop this wedding. In exchange, Jax wants 3 kisses from her at any time, at any place. Basically, anyone that he kisses dies, and that's how he knows that they're not his true love. So the first person that he kisses that doesn't die is his one true love. So he's just going around kissing anybody at this point. Honestly, if you're looking for just a very cute, romantic, fairy tale romance that has everything, including the big bad wolf, this is the perfect series for you. Another favorite fantasy romance book is the Crimson Moth series. It's a duology. Guys, this was my favorite book of the year last year, and I'm still thinking of this book. Like, 2 books are not enough. It's not enough. The series was so good, it deserves to be like a 10-book series. I don't even know where to begin. Like, this book gives me butterflies, it makes me smile. It definitely is something that got me out of my reading slump. It was something that kept me on my toes. It was something that was so entertaining and so interesting. I've never read anything more like it. It's like romance meets mystery. This book is about this girl who's a witch. She goes about her everyday life as a human because witches are banned in their world. So Rue is a witch. She secretly disguises herself as like this very popular socialite. Like, nobody would ever guess that she was a witch. Then we have Gideon, and he is a witch hunter. And Rune is best friends with Gideon's brother, and Gideon's brother knows that Rune is a witch. And Gideon doesn't know anything. Like, he doesn't know anything, but he knows everything at the same time. And the plot twist in the series is mind-blowing. You feel like you know what's about to happen, and boom, the book is just like 10 steps ahead of your predictions. You can't guess what's about to happen. This book had me in a chokehold. I literally had to stop, put the book down, and process what I just read for like every chapter. There's also Crimson Moth, who is a witch, aka Rune. That's not a plot twist, by the way. It literally says it in the book. You'll literally find out that she is the Crimson Moth in like the first page. But Crimson Moth is her like secret vigilante identity, and she disguises herself and she saves the witches that Gideon captures. Basically, Rune wants to know Gideon's plans and wants to know where he's keeping certain witches, so she courts him and kind of tries to get information out of him. They're both always like 5 steps ahead of each other, no matter what it is that they're doing. Oh, I love it. It's enemies to lovers. It's like just the perfect enemies to lovers type of book. There's so much romantic tension between these two characters that you just want to shout just kiss already in every single chapter. Guys, you have to pick this book up. I kid you not. If you want to be entertained, if you want to be kept on your toes, and if you want your mind to be blown, pick the book up. I have another Lauren Asher book here that I want to talk to you guys about, and it's Love Unwritten. Filmed a reading vlog on this book, so you guys already know my thoughts and prayers on how I feel about this book. This is actually from a standalone series. It is the Lakefront Billionaires series. This is the second book. I read the first book on my Kindle. I loved it, but I felt like it was just a simple childhood enemies to lovers type of book, so I wasn't the greatest fan of it. I loved how fast-paced and how cutesy it was, but I felt like this book just owns my heart. Book is all pretty and cute on the outside. On the inside, oh my god, you will be bawling your eyes off for days. This book is Grumpy Ex Sunshine. It is single dad ex nanny trope, forced proximity, and it's also second chance vibes going on here. It starts off as a small town romance, and then they kind of go on a 2 weeks vacation to Hawaii, and that's where all the nonsense explodes. I love a good marriage of convenience book. I love a good marry a handsome stranger to get whatever it is that you want. I love it. I eat that stuff up. It's one of my favorite tropes. I don't think I've ever read a book more beautiful than this one. Guys, Marriage for One is so romantic. It starts off very depressing. There's a lot going on in the beginning. It's a slow burn, obviously. It's one of those like very slow paced type of books. This book is just so dreamy. It's so romantic. It's so beautiful. I absolutely adore this book. It's even more romantic because the main characters' names are Rose and Jack. This book is about Rose. She wants nothing more than to open a cute little cafe in her uncle's building. When her uncle passes, in his will it clearly says that the building goes to Rose's husband. Rose, who is husbandless, has no idea what to do. But that's not until she meets Jack, his lawyer. He, for some reason, wants to help her, asks her to marry him. That way he gets the building, she gets to run her little cafe. It's got some motive, we don't really know until you read it, but he's hiding something. This book is Grumpy Ex Sunshine. The slowest of slow burn, but totally worth it at the end. It starts off extremely slow, like you might not be into it, but you have to keep reading. I promise you, it gets so much better. Things that Jack does for Rose is so sweet, so romantic. It's just one of those really emotional, cute story, and it's a beautiful slow burn romance that just blossoms through like these little actions and little efforts that both characters put into this fake relationship, and it's so beautiful. I highly recommend it. One of my favorite books by Elena Armas is The American Roommate Experiment, and this book is so cutesy. This book has almost like all of my favorite tropes. We have fake dating, we have friends to lovers, forced proximity, it's a slow burn. I don't want to say it's like reverse Grumpy Ex Sunshine. I feel like Lucas is more like a sunshine boy, and Rosie is also sunshine, but she's got a lot of baggage. She's got a lot going on right now, so she's not at her best right now. It's about Rosie, who is an aspiring romance writer. She recently just quit her job to be a full-time writer. She gets hit with a harsh case of writer's block. She later moves into her best friend's apartment. Her best friend's actually away on her honeymoon, so she kind of has the place to herself. Little does she know, her best friend's cousin is also moving into that same apartment, and Rosie has a crush on said cousin. Lucas is gonna help her with her writer's block. We have some fake dating going on so she can have ideas for her book. Basically, Lucas is going to do all of these extravagant experience with her so she has ideas for her book, and they ended up really liking these experiments like these fake dates. We love a supportive fake boyfriend. It's just a very beautiful book. It's a dual point of view, so I love to know what the guy is always thinking about, but it's just a very sweet and cozy little romance. Guys, I have a lot more books that I wanted to talk about, but I didn't want this video to be too long, but I can definitely do a part 2 if you guys want more book recs, because I miss doing these videos. I miss talking about books. I'm just having the worst reading year for like 2 years now. Right now I'm not even reading anything. That's how bad it is. That's all I have for today, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Bye.